Alright everybody, welcome back to Conquer and Commander. This is another game featuring my Vorel of the Hull Clade deck. For the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com and look up my article series Conquer and Commander. I should have a list, or a link to the list in the video description as well. Let's take a look at my opponents. This is Sen Triplets, Esper Control, pretty much. Phelddagrif. This is a semi-group hug, semi-control list. This is the same Phelddagrif that was in my Halfdane videos recently, so same guy running this. And then we've got Child of Alara, 5-color control, likes to blow everything up. In case you didn't notice, this is all control decks, pretty much, which means that my creatures are not going to stay on the battlefield for very long. My hand has 6 lands and Gilder Baron, and typically I would probably send this back, but if you watch the deck tech, you'll note that my land count isn't particularly high, and with 4 or 3 other control decks, I think I have enough time to go ahead and keep this hand, just to make sure I don't experience any mana issues, and I do end up keeping it. So Phelddagrif starts off with a Vivid Land. There's Orrery for me. I draw Puppet Strings. Farseek from the Child of Alara player. Kind of wondering where my might be having a little issue here with my. Oh, there we are. Okay. I draw Vastwood Hydra. He's fun. He's not as good as Primordial Hydra, obviously, but you know, whatever. Obviously, a Cultivate. Phelddagrif cultivates. So all of a sudden she's ahead in the mana race. Child plays Sterling Grove, so we're going to expect some enchantment shenanigans. I draw Eternity Vessel. It's not going to help me very much right now. This Tropical Island, might as well get Vorel out there. So that next turn... Oh no, I put Gilder Baron, that's right. Because, okay, so the reason I went with Gilder Baron is because everybody's open right now, and I can attack with Gilder Baron and untap him without worrying about anything. Sen Triplets plays Soothsaying, and I almost never see this card, but it's a lot of fun. You know, if you got extra mana, might as well have it and dig a little deeper. Dissipation Field, so there's a little bit of a protection, and Dissipation Field is really bad for my deck, especially because I work really hard to accumulate counters on my creatures. Child of Alara plays Assemble the Legion. So there's the beginning of the enchantment theme right there. I go ahead and attack Child because he doesn't have any counters or soldiers to protect him. I make Vastwood Hydra out there as a small dude. You know, that's one of the things with the deck is that I didn't mind making small guys with my X spells because I have the ability to really pump them up. Sen Triplets plays Chromatic Lantern. Phelddagrif plays Asperia, which nobody's going to attack him anyways because he's already got Dissipation Field. First Soldier for Child of Alara, and then Forced Fruition. This is one of the decks where I don't actually have. I go ahead and attack Sen Triplets and the Child player. I don't have an Eldrazi in my deck, so Forced Fruition actually has the ability to deck me completely unless I'm able to cast Time Spiral. So yeah, that's an issue. Sen Triplets uses Soothsaying and takes my 2 damage that I send after him. Oh yeah, and then I double the counters on the Hydra. And then I play Scoop Mob, and I draw a bunch of cards. Okay. So, I end up discarding a couple lands and Genesis, because Genesis does more work for me in the graveyard. But I do have and I dump Cold-Eyed Selkie because of Forced Fruition's out there. I'm not really worried about drawing more cards. Dominating Lizard. Let's just take a look. Oh yeah, he dumps Kozilek, but some of the stuff he dumps includes Whisper Silk Cloak and True Conviction. So not complete control, but, you know, he still has Kozilek out there, so. Let's see what the Phelddagrif player does. Gilded Lotus to draw a bunch of cards. Assemble the Legion pumps out 2 soldiers. And then Dragon Roost. So my Scoop Mob is going to get big. And I go after the Child player and the Sen Triplets player. The Child player actually takes all the damage, and I don't use the Gilder Baron for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I probably should have, because I could have done it and the mana drain. I could still have mana drain backup. That's a mistake on my part. I should have doubled the counters on one of these guys right there to really hit Child after it was determined that he could not block, or he did not block. There's Planar Cleansing, blowing everything up. And I'm like, at this point, I'm fine with that, because all I lose are creatures. I've got Genesis in the graveyard, and I want all these enchantments gone. I want Dissipation Field gone. I want Assemble the Legion gone. I want Sterling Grove gone. So I'm not going to counter that. Instead, I sacrifice the Hydra. Or Scoop Mob, or somebody, I don't remember. Sen Triplets comes up with Elixir of Immortality and has to discard a couple cards. It's mainly on land. Phelddagrif plays Oracle of Moldiah with Phantasmal Image on top. Let me make this a little smaller here. And then plays Michiko Kanda, which is a nice defensive card as well. So there's a lot of defense from Phelddagrif. Child of Alara plays Aura of Silence. And I don't want Aura of Silence out there, so I mana drain it. Because the whole reason I want to do it is because this is the only time I've ever drawn Primeval Bounty, and I want to play it. That's pretty much it. And then he taps out. I don't get anything back. Instead, I use the mana to cast my bounty. I play a land to draw some, to get some life, and then I play Vorel. And then I add counters to all my dudes. So that's not a bad little turn. I'm at 48 life right now. Sen Triplets plays Grave Betrayal, which can be a problem. And then Avacyn comes out to play. Okay, so this freaking Avacyn, oh my god, you'll see what happens. It just annoys the crap out of me. Skyscribing is in Phelddagrif's library. Child of Alara comes out to play. And I'm like, don't freaking blow everything up, because Avacyn's out there right now. So I go ahead and grab Cold-Eyed Selkie. So that, the reason I grab Cold-Eyed Selkie is because he has Island Walk, and I can Island Walk past Avacyn. I go ahead and attack the Sen Triplets player. And then I play Cold-Eyed Selkie. And I play a land, and I put counters on stuff. Ghostly Prison comes out for Sen Triplets, and Yossi. Okay. We'll see how long all this stuff lasts, because I'm going to... There's Hunted Wumpus. It's not going to last long, because... Oh, Skyscribing. Everybody draws a bunch of cards. Alright, so... Phelddagrif plays Shizuko, Caller of Autumn. He's got Supreme Verdict, Lightning Greaves, there's the Shizuko, World Queller, and Urban Evolution. So that's a lot of good stuff in her hand. Its hand, whatever. And I draw a bunch of stuff as well. Interestingly, there's no attack. So I'm wondering what exactly the issue is. So there's Mirari's Wake. And then he mind controls Avacyn. And then he plays a couple Hondens. And then he attacks Phelddagrif. He has to sacrifice permanent. So what does he sacrifice? That's right. The Child. He sends it to the graveyard. So the Sen Triplets gets everybody's creatures back. Avacyn stays out there. Child gets tapped down. And I lose my Primeval Bounty. It was cool while it lasted. So anyhow, he's got Maze of Ith on the top of his library. Alright. So I'm not going to dig anything up because I need the mana. First I'm going to play Lighthouse Chronologist. Then I'm going to play Vorel. Then I'm going to Cultivate. And then I'm going to level up the Chronologist a couple times. And then I'm going to discard a bunch of land and Lux Cannon. Well, yeah, because Shizuko was out there. That's why there was the mana to do all that. So, he uses... Sen Triplets uses Vesuvan Doppelganger to copy Avacyn. So he's got his own copy of Avacyn. And then Intrepid Hero, who's going to kill anybody who gets big. The thing is, Lighthouse Chronologist can... Oh, no. Won't be big enough for the Intrepid Hero to kill. And then he's going to send a bunch of stuff after people. I get the Child, and everything gets spread around, and he draws some cards. Detention Sphere is one of them. Shizuko's still out there, so everybody's getting this mana, right? Phelddagrif plays Rite of Replication copying Avacyn. So right now, I'm the only player that does not have a freaking Avacyn. This is a better version of what happens with a legendary rule than I ever got to show with my freaking Halfdane deck. There's 3 Avacyns out there, and I'm just freaking hosed, right? Let's go ahead and put Lightning Greaves on her. Sure, why not? Okay. And then Urban Evolution. Let's play another land. Draw a few more cards. No attack, though, which is good. So, the Hondens both go after the Triplets player. Oh, no, just the discard one. And he discards, like, Royal Assassin and, like, Mind Unbound or something like that. No untap phase for, the Child player, but he does use Dance of Many to copy Michiko Kanda. Alright, fine. So I'm going to go an alternate route, probably. Oh, I've got Primordial Hydra. Okay, cool. So I'm going to cast Rings of Bright Hearth, and I'm going to copy, or I'm going to use Lightning Greaves, or basically I'm going to fully level the Chronologist. He keeps his Avacyn out there. Oh, there's Consecrated Sphinx. Sweet. Bloodgift Demon comes out. Everybody's going... He sends everybody after the Phelddagrif player because of Avacyn. So Phelddagrif's down to 7 right now. Draws Core Haven. So he's also got Maze of Ith and Core Haven. Yeah, and here I go. I fully level Lighthouse Chronologist right now. And so I get an extra turn. So Shizuko, I use to grab Scoop Mob. So I play my Scoop Mob, and then I play Overbeing of Myth because I want to draw cards. And then I Oran Reef, doubling up the counters on the guys that just came into play. Of course, this is too good to be true. And Phelddagrif plays Luminate Primordial, getting rid of my Chronologist and the 2 Avacyns. Or the Doppelganger, I guess. Alright. And then goes ahead and plays Akroma's Vengeance. This is why I can't have nice things. So everything dies once again. Lucky for me, I still have Genesis in my graveyard. And Phelddagrif comes out to play, and Avacyn doesn't attack anybody again. So that's interesting. So Child plays Blazing Archon, which is a pain in the butt. And Luminarch Ascension, which goes well together. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and get something out of my yard. Oh, Cold-Eyed Selkie so that I can Oh, there's Mana Crypt too. So that I can island walk over the Avacyn that the Phelddagrif player has. I go ahead and play Primordial Hydra for 5, and I put some counters on both my guys. We'll see how long this situation lasts. There's Consecrated Sphinx. Go ahead and draw some cards. What? Oh, Diluvian Primordial. And he's going to ramp mainly, but one of the things he's going to do is Planar Chaos. Kablow! Or Cleansing. Planar Cleansing, not Chaos. So yeah, that's not good for me. So I'm starting over once again. But he does play Magus of the Vineyard and then World Queller. So he gives and he takes away. And he goes after the Child of Alara player and knocks that guy down to 13. So Child Kodama's reaches. Explosive Vegetation. Plays Breeding Pool. Sacks the Crozen Verge. And that's it. So he's got a lot of mana. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Selkie out of my graveyard once again. I'm going to play my Forest, and I'm going to play my Selkie again. And then I'm going to play Vorel. Or I should have played Vorel. No, I play Eternal Witness to go ahead and grab Primordial Hydra once again. There we go. Well, I remember because I didn't want to have just one creature out for World Queller to kill. Okay. So Sen Triplets has a bunch of cards in hand, like 9. And plays Kagamaru and kills everything. So, yeah. Hunted Phantasm comes out for Phelddagrif, and he gives all his goblins to the Child of Alara player, puts Greaves on it, and attacks me! Because I'm at 47. Phelddagrif follows that up with Phelddagrif. And then he starts handing out hippos. Phelddagrif's at 7. And essentially what he's asking for is people to kill him. But what he ends up doing is just conceding after handing out a bunch of hippos. You'll see in a second. He's not gone yet, but he'll leave in just a sec. Child of Alara comes back out to play, and there he is, yeah. So all the goblins and hippos come after me. And I block a couple of goblins, because I want the hippos to live. But he uses... Oh, no, some of these guys go after the Sen Triplets player, that's right. So once again, I use Genesis to get Cold-Eyed Selkie, and there's Pongify. So I put the Selkie out there, and I'm just going to wait. I don't have enough mana to cast Vorel again. There's Martial Coup! Kabow! This Selkie, I never get the Selkie to hit anybody. He just never lasts long enough. And then he tutors up Debtor's Knell, the child player does. So there's Debtor's Knell, and he can pick anything from anybody's graveyard. Alright, fine. I'm going to go for the Selkie again. Oh no, Eternal Witness, that's right. And there's Time Spiral, okay. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to Time Spiral so that he can't Debtor's Knell anything for free. That gets rid of my Genesis, I realize that, but I'm still paying money for that. Or paying mana for that. And I'd rather not give him the free opportunity. So I play Master Biomancer, and then I play Oracle of Moldiah, and then I play Zamet Guildmage, and I put counters on all of them. So, yeah. Now I'm almost out of cards, though. I dumped my whole hand after that Time Spiral. Sen Triplets plays Desecration Demon, which isn't the best card in this format, but does okay here. Okay, so he plays Warstorm Surge. And then plays Dance of Many, copying the Biomancer. And deals 2 damage to me directly, I think. Yeah. And then Blazing Archon comes out, and it's big, and it deals damage to the Biomancer, and I end up drawing a card off it. And then he plays Bitter Blossom. Alright, well, I'm still at 39, so I'm okay right now, I think. There's Tezzeret's Gambit. I'm going to go ahead and Gambit and draw some cards. There's Spikeweaver. Cyclonic Rift, I play a land. I'm going to Metamorph the Blazing Archon, and then I'm going to Rapid Hybridization it. He gets a 5/5, and it goes at me with Warstorm Surge. There's Ring of Colonia. I guess I could have played the Ancient Tomb, and I completely forgot. I'm not sure. So he throws one of the guys in front of it, and he's at 7, but unfortunately the Desecration Demon is only a 6/6. I completely forgot that he has Bitter Blossom out there. Doesn't matter. Sison comes out to play, and he gets attacked with the demon. He forgot to sacrifice. He could have sacrificed the Biomancer so that he would live, but it doesn't matter. He ends up dying. He's at 1 right now, and Sison kills him. Alright, I've got Blazing Archon. And I end up drawing a card or 2. My Kodama's Reach. And I attack with everybody. And he uses the Maze and the Core Haven. Oh no, he doesn't use Core Haven. My bad. So he drops down to 29. And then I draw another card. And play Spikeweaver. I never had Draining Welk. Oh crap, I think this replay's bugged. I never had Draining Welk in this game. The replay is bugged. Okay. Essentially what ends up happening is I draw... Yeah, I've got Spikeweaver, so I can't get attacked. And I draw some cards or whatever. One of the cards I drew was Plasm Capture. And what he ends up... Because he's only got 4 cards in hand, and I'm able to keep drawing cards off stuff. He ends up trying to play Avacyn. I Plasm Capture it. And like he's already down to like 6 minutes right here on his clock. And he ends up conceding. I had a pretty good draw engine going, and basically I just needed enough creatures. One of the creatures, yeah, turn 17. He concedes. One of the creatures I drew into was Kazandu Tuskcaller, and I was going to just start pumping out a bunch of elephants that were going to be real big. And I think I had a good shot at this game. But as you can see, it's able to hang with like a lot of really control decks, especially when you got Genesis in the graveyard. Sorry I couldn't show the complete game, but yeah, I think, like I said, it was pretty late too. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a ton.